Andrew Tate just released some new boxing footage and people are ripping him for it. Check it out. Now, people are giving him a lot of stick for this video. On Instagram and YouTube, people are saying that he can't fight. People are saying that he's technically horrible and his technique is all over the place. But as a martial artist myself, I hate this because everyone is an expert. It's very easy to look at someone online from the outside and judge them. There's so many other variables that go into this video that people don't consider. Now, I'm not making excuses for Andrew. I just hate all the internet experts. First off, let's consider that they've been locked up for the better part of 6 months now. 3-4 months of that was spent in prison and then they've been on house arrest for the last month. Now, when you're not practicing your craft daily, you lose that coordination, especially when you're a little bit older. Even myself, I usually go to kickboxing 3 times a week. Even if I miss a few weeks, when I go back, my coordination isn't quite the same. It takes me a minute to get used to the combinations. Anything past 4 or 5 punch combinations, I struggle with, but then after a few weeks or a month, usually the coordination is back on point. So this is one thing we have to remember. Your coordination suffers because your nervous system hasn't been practicing those patterns. Now, secondly, people are saying that he's slow, he's technically horrible, but for anyone who knows anything about boxing or pad work in general, you can see that this looks like someone who's going through a new combination. And this is how it looks. When you're trying to learn these 10, 15, 20 punch combination drills, it takes time to build up the speed and the coordination because you forget which punch is next. So often your first few times going through these combinations, you're just tapping the punches and you're throwing them out there and you're not really putting much emphasis on the technique. You're just trying to remember, right, that's a jab, it's a left then it's a body hook, then it's an overhand, then it's a left, then a duck down, and then it's a right again, and then a pull back and throw another right with a left hook. And when you're learning these drills, they're very jaggedy the first dozen times that you go through them, and then as you get more proficient and you remember the combination, things get smoother, and that's when you start looking like Floyd Mayweather. There's plenty of footage online of Andrew throwing long combinations and looking completely fine doing so. Now, other people are commenting, look how low his hands are, he's terrible. Andrew has always fought with his hands down, just like many other fighters do. Conor McGregor fights with his guard down here. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fights with his hands by his knees. Darren Till fights with his hands low. Robert Whittaker fights with his hands low. Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira, Sugar Sean O'Malley. The list is endless. So just because someone keeps their hands low does not mean they don't know how to fight. At the end of the day, he's got 70 or 80 kickboxing wins, and I know some people question the legitimacy of his opponents, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that he's had 80 fights, because even his worst opponents will still absolutely destroy someone who is untrained or only somewhat trained. Someone said, I know women that could beat Tate. What is that? I think he lost his mind showing how not to boxing. Andrew, your God is watching and very disappointed. Oh yeah, Mohammed is disappointed that Andrew was too slow with his combinations. Make him proud and make some money. Just stop what you're doing because you don't want to be remembered as that guy. Okay, Chris, let's see your boxing then. Why the trainer look out of shape though? Tell me you know nothing about combat sports without telling me you know nothing about combat sports. Look at the majority of coaches, whether it's MMA or boxing or kickboxing, a lot of them aren't in great shape, but they were at some point in their life. You do not need to be the best football player in the world who's in better shape than Ronaldo in order to be the best coach in the world. Doing the sport and actually coaching the sport are two completely different things. Are you saying Mike Tyson's trainer, Cus D'Amato, isn't qualified because he's an old, out-of-shape man? When Cus trained up one of the best boxers of all time, Mike Tyson, well, he mustn't be good because he's fat. Andrew Tate boxing very slowly and not covering his face will be remembered for generations. Once again, there's more ways to fight than just this. Even myself, I have a little bit of a hybrid style. I'll go hands low sometimes, and then I'll go Muay Thai, hands up sometimes. It just depends on the situation. I like to blend my style based on my opponent. Sometimes I'll put my hands down to bait them in, and then from there, throw a counter. So most of the people online don't have a clue what they're talking about. Most of the people don't know what they're talking. Take a look at some of the comments on Instagram. This is technically horrific. I feel like they slowly killing this kid, you know. You could tell something is wrong. Is it really the same Top G or some drug drugged up clone. Probably the worst pads I've ever seen. And also I forgot to mention, yeah, he's a kickboxer, not a boxer, so his boxing technique isn't going to be the greatest. But this video isn't indicative of what his boxing is actually like. Someone else said, looks shit. People love to hate and they're not willing to actually see past the surface level. As a lifetime martial artist, kickboxer, MMA enthusiast, I can look at this and go, well, yeah, he doesn't look as sharp in this video as his last few videos. That's probably just down to lack of coordination from being in prison, predominantly being a kickboxer, potentially being a little bit sick too, which we don't know if those rumours are confirmed, and also learning a new combination. But most people are dum-dums to think about all that extra stuff, and they just love to have any opportunity to hate on him. Okay, comment down below what you thought of this video. And boys, I've been talking about it for the last week. My new song is out now. It's called Discovery. You can go and check it out. It's on all streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. I'll post all the links down below. Help me get my YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers. Turn the notifications on as well, because I'm releasing a new song every single Friday. Okay, I appreciate you all. Free the top G's, and I'll see you all tomorrow.